Hello, guys. This is ArchieLuxury reporting to you live from the ArchieLuxury studios. And I have just started a new channel. Well, so this is the ArchieLuxury channel. It's the ArchieLuxury channel. It's a new streaming topic. It's the ArchieLuxury, the car show. The car show. The car show. And to all of you guys, I've always loved cars. I have always loved the cars. Guys, you can super chat. Super chat. Here we go. Comb. €5. Welcome back to the BMW world. Welcome back to the BMW world. Your G20 is beautiful. It will lose money, but I think it's more fun than a watch. Also, they are pretty reliable. Very interesting topic there. Yeah, so there we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I just got a badge that's got some glue on the back. I'm just peeling it off as I'm talking to you there. It's actually interesting. We got Tommy. Let's have a look here. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, Paul. How are you, man?
Hey, I'm pretty good. I got a few personal things that aren't going so well, but you know, I'm okay, man. I'm better than I deserve, to quote Dave Ramsey. I'm better than I deserve. Yes, I got a fleece. Yes, it's a fleece. I know. I should have put it into my 401k. I know. You know what? This is an investment in myself.
There you go.
Okay.
It's a beautiful car, man. I love it. Way better than mine. The color is fantastic.
Let's say that. It's not a dick pulling competition, okay? I mean, you know what?
No, I mean, you should be happy about it. It's great.
Sorry?
You should be really happy about it, man. I mean, that's one of the best cars that, people I know.
Look. It's not a show-off thing. See, I'm somebody who likes to take really good care of their car.
Sure. Like Ronnie Paul.
Yeah, like Ronnie Paul. So I got $400 worth of cleaning products. I have a hard time. We were at the dealership, and we just picked up the car. We're picking up the car, about to drive off, and my wife's got a bottle of water.
Mm-hmm.
And the dealer says, "Oh, here's your water." And I said, No. There's no drinking in the car.
Yeah. Hey,
why would you drink in my car? You drink in my car, I'll break your fucking legs.
Yeah.
Drinking in the car. No. No beverages in the car.
Even water. Wow.
No, of course not. No.
Yeah.
No.
So that's
Casey
for the whole duration.
Aquatics. This is my good friend in Malaysia.
Oh, I love Casey.
Now, this is what I love about Casey. Do you understand this? Now, he's got a BMW. He's got an F30 previous model, like yours.
Yeah.
And it's not about, I got a better one than you. No. It doesn't work like that. This is about enjoying a beautiful vehicle. And
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, I would love to jump in an E46, E90. I had an E30, E30. I'd like to jump in any of these older ones just to see what it's like. Man, I don't say one's better than the other. Of course, the tech and the things, they improve, right?
Yeah.
Let me say this to you. I remember very fondly driving. My parents, they bought a 323i. This was an E90.
Okay.
323i. And you know what? Besides the computer shit, this car feels the same. Like the smell, the steering wheel. That's what That's what's important. The
Yeah.
app, the Google. Fuck you, Google. Oh, actually, it's Instagram. Fuck you, Instagram. Fuck you, Instagram. That's what I care about. I don't care about the shit. You know what? I want to see the driving experience. And that's what I love about KC. He's got a Beamer in Malaysia. They are fucking expensive. He's enjoying it for the ceramic coating. I'd like to talk to you about ceramic coating because I believe a regime of waxing is better than ceramic coating. I'll talk to you about that a bit later. Eddie, today's superhero, Eddie Vassallo, 20 pounds. Just sent a super chat to Tim Wright asking him why he is now such a shill for Anthony Ferrer all of a sudden, and all hell broke loose. What are your thoughts? And by the way, all my super chats come to you from now on. Look, Eddie, I got to be totally honest with you. I needed an alliance, okay? I needed an alliance. I particularly don't like Buff Boy. I think he's everything that's wrong with the hobby is Anthony Ferrer. That's exactly what's wrong with luxury cars. You know, douchebag.
Yeah, I agree.
It's enjoying it. It's making you happy. It's not to show off and I've got a bigger one. No. That's not it. That's wrong.
Yeah.
So personally, I really don't particularly like it. But you know, Tim Wright himself, look, he is good for me. I can't do everything myself. I want to go off driving. I need someone to have some fill-in. So, you know what? He's okay. He's okay. I got to watch my back, but he's okay. So, to answer your question, I think Anthony Ferrer is exactly what is fucking wrong with the hobby. He is exactly what is fucking wrong with the hobby. And that pisses. Honestly, I got no time for him. Stud Muffin, $2. Arch, you need to do more of. I want to do daily car streams. If you go, I'm trying to get this is the first one of one. I want to talk cars. I want to talk ceramic coating. I want to talk. I bought a vac, by the way. I got a vac. I got a wet and dry vac.
Oh, okay.
At my super cheap auto, $35 for a 1200 watt super vac.
Wow.
So I've got a vac in the garage. I'm feeling really bad at the moment because I've had to leave the Civic outside. Oh, I could just see the anger in the Civic's eyes. You know, it's and we got another guest, that Watch Boy. Hello, Watch Boy. How are you?
Hey, Arch. I'm doing well. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. What do you think of the car show? What do you think? Yes, no, maybe?
I'm loving it. I'm thinking we'll be able to do a good variety here. Listen, I also have a lease I can't afford on a car I can't afford, but it's American, so maybe I can provide some kind of good feedback, throw in some.
Tell me what sort of car it is. Give me the details. Give me the fins. Give me the financials.
All right,
give
you
me
ready? You ready?
Yes. What sort of car is it?
2017 Cadillac Escalade Platinum, the highest trim, everything leather, everything suede, everything gorgeous.
Yep.
I pay $900 a month. Pretty ridiculous.
So how much is the car? Give me retail. What's the car? The total price.
It was about 56K total price. Put 5K down. Paid.
You put 5K down.
A month.
How much? So how many months?
The 60 months.
5 year. What is the residual? Is the residual balloon at the end?
What do you mean?
At the end of the 5 years, do you own the car or
yes,
do you have
yes, it's mine. Yes,
okay, that's not a lease. That's not a lease.
Oh, I thought you were referring to yours as a lease because don't you own yours at the end?
No, I got a balloon.
A balloon.
A balloon, and you prick it, bang.
So are you doing?
The fantasy is over.
Yeah, so
no, I got a balloon. Let me say this to you. So what that Watch Boy, what that means is you don't have a lease. You're actually making payments and you own the car at the end of the 5 years.
Correct.
Now, if I did the same, to give you an idea, my lease payment is $1,029 a month.
Ooh.
It's Australian, okay? So it's about 700 US a month, okay? If I did the same thing you're doing, it would be about $300 more a month. You've got a consumer loan. That's not a lease. A lease is where at the end of the time, you either pay the balloon or you give it back.
Yep.
Does that make sense? So that's not a lease. You've got a consumer loan. If the payments are too much, you could always change yours to a lease, but you probably can't do that. So how many years into it are you, that watch boy?
I just got it last March. But you're right. You're right, Arch. Thanks for correcting that. You're absolutely right. It's a loan.
Yeah, it's not a lease. This is not a fleece. So to be honest with you, I know the payments are high, but so what? At the end of it, you own the car. Isn't that kind of cool?
It's amazing, Arch. This is my dream car. I came from a
Do you know why
2007
I got a lease
CTS.
instead of doing what you're doing?
Tell me.
I don't have any fucking money. I'm broke.
Super chat, guys. Super chat.
I'm broke. KC, you understand what I'm talking about, don't you, man?
Yeah, man. We have been in the same road.
Tanzil!
Tanzil,
Speaking
huh?
of car loans, Tanzil, the hero 100 Canadian. Damn, where's my wrench? Haven't streamed on the main channel in years.
In years.
Tanzil. You know
Let
what,
me-
Tanzil?
Can I tell you about how leases work on exotic cars? If you're interested.
Actually, I would fucking love to hear this, man. You're my lease shiver. You're my lease shiver, aren't you? You're a shiver?
A shiver. So you guys are describing what's called a close-ended lease, meaning you can return the car irrespective of if you have a balloon or not.
Actually, Tan, can you put a comment there? Because I want to give you... Oh, actually, I can see your name. I'm going to make you... So, Tanzil, you're a moderator now.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been.
And I think, KC, can you put a comment there? I'll make you a mod as well.
Oh, wow.
I want to do more car stuff, you know?
So in exotic cars, the way leasing works is
Tommy, put a comment. I want to make you a mod as well.
Yeah, I did. You got me.
Tommy, you're a mod.
Oh,
here?
yeah. I'm not. I'll post a comment in 1 second. I'm actually driving.
Okay. Now, please talk to me, Tan. What happens in exotic cars? Tell me.
It's what's called an open-ended lease. So
Fuck.
the way it works is that you kind of do you have a residual like on a regular lease or a closed-ended lease. However, it's the consumer that's responsible for the residual, as opposed to, in your case, BMW, the dealer, or BMW you return the car.
BMW Finance.
Yeah, they're responsible. So if your residual is 50 grand, if that car is worth 30 grand, in whatever
you hand it back and walk away.
You hand it back and they're underwater. Mm-hmm. In an open-ended lease, you agree to a residual. Let's say the Lamborghini is worth, the agreed residual is 220,000. And when you're at the end of the lease, if the market is selling those cars at 180,000, you have to write a check for 40 grand to the dealer. Okay.
Why is that?
Because you as the consumer are responsible for the residual.
Oh, so you're underwriting it, really? But if it's worth more, you can buy it at the cheaper price.
Worth more, they will write you a check. So let's say again your residual is 220 and the car is worth at the market 250. They will write you a check for 30 grand. You get the.
That's if you cash it in, or you can take it over and pay them out.
Yeah, like you can release it, you can finance it. You can.
How many Ks a year? So on my car, I'm in kilometers, which is 15,000 kilometers. What's that? 10,000 miles a year. How many miles or kilometers they give you on a fucking exotic car?
So if you're to do an open-ended lease, there's no mileage limit. But again, you're responsible for that, right? You're saying, hey, like what they would deem as a normal use of the car.
What is normal use? Because in these super luxury exotics, it's not like at my BMW, which is pretty.
You're talking about 5K a year.
Fuck.
Like
joking. That's nothing.
It's nothing, right? But these are weekend cars. Your 3 Series, you can drive it every day and enjoy it every day.
That's a weekend car to me.
Yeah. It can be. Honestly, I've owned many 3. I have a 3 Series right now. I have what is it? The
F30.
I have the F30. I've owned the E90.
Tommy's got the stud muffin. Quickly, stud muffin. $5. The smartest decision is to lease and refinance after your lease ends. That's how you own the car for cheap. You also need a battery 10-door. What's a battery 10-door?
So I don't know if you're going to need that specifically. It basically maintains the battery's charge so that like you use it in winter storage where your battery could run down. You don't start the car, you just leave it on the tender and it maintains the battery throughout the winter. or
Can I
throughout-
say this, Tan? You know what I've noticed? Because the last BMW, I've never actually driven an F30, but I drove
Yep.
my stepmom and dad. They had an E90 323i.
Yep.
My car feels very similar, like the way the steering, the position, how the wheel feels, the smell. The new car smell is the same. The tech is different. It doesn't have the tech that mine does,
Right.
but the driving experience, I think it's the same. Does that make sense?
I mean, BMW's always been great for handling, right? What
Yeah.
the major difference
Yeah.
was with the E90 generation was the naturally aspirated engines in the 3 Series versus right in the
I
Volkswagen
wish
Tiguan.
we could have that still, Tan. I wish mine was 323 with a straight 6 non-turbo. I wish that so badly.
I think there's other people on the panel have BMWs. You said. Maybe they
Yep.
can
We
tell
got
me what they think.
KC Aquatics. He's got an F30.
What do you think, Casey?
Yeah, actually, I prefer the new turbos. At first, I was very skeptical, right? We always love the straight six, the sound, and the
It's just
linear.
the reliability too, you know?
Yeah, and the linear sort of like power coming from the straight six. But now that I'm having the turbos, right, I really like the punch and the sort of like the CC versus the performance. You get a 2-liter, but you get a 245 horsepower type of performance.
Yeah.
So that is great. Yeah.
Okay. Shit. I don't know what to say.
Like BMWs for me are like with the X-Drive specifically, like where I am in Canada, like amazing winter vehicles. You know, like I said, I've owned the naturally. I've owned the M cars as well. I've owned an F82 M4.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which was a turbo
shit.
car. And yeah,
Tanzil, can I ask you something? You know, I got my Honda is now the Beta.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It's got 212,000 kilometers on it. That's the one that stays outside. It puts the kilometers on. If we're going to the shop, we'll use that. Do you treat your Beamer as the Beta for your Lambos?
they're my winter vehicles. So I have an F25 X3 and I have the F30 3 Series. And look, I use them for winter vehicles because they're all where I live. There's obviously a lot of snow. Have to put on snow tires and whatnot. They're great, like, honestly great vehicles in the cold. And I love, just like you're saying, the way they handle, the power delivery. Like they're excellent cars. They always were. Like I don't like. The only thing I don't like about BMW these days is the new the G80 models, the G models. Like I don't like the new M3's front end. Like I think it's just, I don't know what the hell people are smoking.
The M4, you mean, or M3?
Yeah, like I don't know why they did that. Like it's just not my thing.
But you know what? It's one of these things. It's so revolutionary. It grows on you. I hated it to start with, but now I'm starting to like it. You know, by the way, Casey, can I say this to you? I would never have bought the car that I got. Okay, Ronnie Paul, $10. Arch, did you keep? No, they won't let that. They use that over and over, and the sheet of paper. No, when you went to pick, I forgot. Would be an additional to the car file. I'll come on later. What's up, fuck? You know, Tommy Paul, I was thinking the same fucking thing last night. That would have been cool to keep. Yes, Tan.
Yeah, I just wanted to look. I agree with Ronnie Paul. It's I have a good story for you, Archie. Actually, so when I picked up the Lamborghini, so I don't know if you know the story of the new one I got. It was
no, please tell it. Tell the story.
So when I purchased it, it's only been a few weeks, and it's a very unique color. It's called Rosso Efesto, and not very common. It's on the SVJs, but you don't really see it on the Huracan. So I was obviously Googling the paint code and stuff like that, and I came across a magazine in Canada that seemed to have done a review on this car. Same spec as mine, looked the exact same.
Same car.
Yeah, so I reached out to the magazine on Instagram and I was like, hey, and it's a low kilometer car. It's basically brand new. And I was like, hey, can you get me in contact with the original owner? Because I just want to have some questions about the service history. I think it's my car. And they said, actually, it was owned by Lamborghini Canada. It was an executive's car. It was like a company car.
Oh,
And
nice.
Wow.
yeah, which
Wow.
is really good because the car came with a full, warranty, full services paid for 3 years, like basically what you get in a new car. Anyways, long story short, when you get these cars, they give you a model, like a 1/18 scale model of the car.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Oh.
the exact spec, same seats, like a really
Oh,
beautiful
they give you the model. I want to buy one. I'm trying to buy one at the moment. Fuck
So
me
here's
dead.
here's
I'm
the
on eBay, looking around. There's a fucking gold one, but I want a blue one.
here's the thing, Archie. So they don't give the model. I mean, if you buy it a used, technically it's a used car that I bought. The original owner has to give you the model if anything. Usually they don't, right? Usually they keep it when they trade the car in. So anyways, when I found out it was owned by Lamborghini Canada, I actually emailed the GM of Lamborghini Canada and I said,
I
hey,
said I want my fucking model.
well, I said, hey, look, like, I'm the first private owner of the car. Is there a way you could, order it for me like you would any other customer? And I didn't hear shit from him for like a month.
You happy
And
to pay for
then,
it?
well, here's
Oh,
the
you
thing.
don't care.
A few days ago, my sales associate at Lamborghini, at the dealership I bought it for, texted me. He says, hey, the GM flew in actually today and brought your model and we're shipping it to you. So
Fuck.
yeah, like
Oh.
he was there on a
How
visit.
cool is that?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was pretty crazy, but definitely a very good story and on their behalf, and I was pretty happy to see that.
Man, I fucking love it. Can I ask you something? On these super exotic cars, I have been in a Ferrari F8 Tributo. I've been in a Gallardo, Lamborghini Gallardo, and a Lamborghini Diablo. Okay, that's the extent of my super exotic cars. I've always found the Lamborghinis to be extremely brutal, where the Ferrari was actually quite soft and comfortable. Any comment on that, Tan?
So it kind of depends on what you're talking about, whether it's the seats or whether it's the actual drive. So
What does 330 PCP mean? I don't understand that. What does that
No
mean?
idea. I don't know. I put that guy in timeout.
I don't understand what that means.
So understand the gearboxes too, where even on modern day, the Aventador is a single clutch gearbox, and it actually jerks you forward when you're shifting gear. It's very jerky. And
yours is dual, but isn't it?
Mine's a dual. The Huracans are dual clutch, so
Yeah.
very very smooth shifting. But the Aventador is still single clutch, and back then you had the E gear in the Gallardo.
Yeah. That was like the silly speed in Alfa Romeo, the F1 in Ferrari. Yeah.
Yeah. So same story, right? Where it was a lot more brutal in the shifts and jerk people around. So people weren't really that, it wasn't that great of an expect. I don't know. Some people love it for some reason. They think it's more raw and visceral. Other people think it's annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, like the Diablo, like before Audi came and took over I believe it was the Murcielago, like late in the Murcielago. Actually no, the Audi came in the Diablo. It was late in the Diablo because they're the ones who.
The Gallardo was an Audi product, isn't it?
An Audi, but so Audi actually bought Lamborghini around the time of the late because if you see the Diablo, interestingly enough, I don't know if you've ever seen the Diablo 6.0. If you ever want to pull that up, the Diablo 6.0. It has the headlamps of a Nissan 300 ZX on there. And Lamborghini actually covered.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Like if you ever want to think, plastic water pump type bullshit, they covered the Nissan logo with a little carbon fiber strip. So if you ever want to pull up the Lamborghini Diablo 6.0, it actually has Nissan 300 ZX headlamps on it. Very crazy.
Gallardo 6.0, is it?
No, Diablo 6.0. It was back.
Oh, Diablo
6.0. Because you'll see the
Diablo I was in was actually, I'm not an expert on Lamborghinis, okay, but it had been, I don't know if you saw the video of the one I'm talking about, but it actually it was a red one, and it had been like their tuning company. It was done by their tuning company.
Yeah, the Diablos used to have the
what was it called? Marisk or something like that. I can't remember. I can't.
Yeah, so
completely.
the Diablos used to have the pop-up headlights, but late in the
Diablo. So this is this the one you're talking about, Tan?
Just got to pull it up. I don't see anything.
This is the Diablo 6.0. I've got it up on the screen here. Can you see that? Oh, sorry, I haven't. Here you go. Is that the one?
Exactly. So if you
Mm.
zoom into the picture, if you
Yeah.
maybe open the picture up, I want to show you, right? You'll see, yeah, just click on it, either one, just to make it a little bit bigger.
Oh, okay.
And you'll see at the top of the headlamps, like right at the top, you're going to see a little black strip, this little carbon fiber strip. That is actually where the Nissan logo is, and Lamborghini covered it with
I can't
carbon
zoom in.
fiber
I'm sorry,
strip.
but that's okay. We'll
It's
take your
okay,
word
yeah.
for
But
it.
those are
Look,
actually from the Nissan 300ZX.
I want to ask you something. Sorry, Dan T, $5. Congrats, Arch and Tan, on your newest edition. Yeah,
Thanks, Dan.
I want to ask you. When I bought my Beamer, I got to tell you guys, I love KC. I really love the accessories you can get for your BMW.
Oh yeah, there are a whole range of them, right? You can see them in
And
the works showroom.
I got to tell you, they aren't. Look, they're expensive. They're not. I wouldn't use the word cheap. Okay, cheap, and BMW isn't really. I'll just show you my car, by the way. I'll bring that up on the screen, guys. I want to ask you something. I would never, ever, ever have picked this car. Tan. I like chrome. I don't like the blacked out. The wheels are fully black, and there's all chrome's removed, and it's got the red calipers.
Yeah, this is
I
more
want to
modern.
ask you guys,
It's more
do you
modern.
like it or hate that?
It's more
Oh,
modern.
love it.
Yeah,
I
it's-
love it.
most
Yeah, that's what
people-
my wife said. My wife said, "Oh, that's gorgeous." I said, "Okay, well, we'll pick that one. Pick that one," because we had to pick a demonstrator. Can I show you? I want to show you one of the accessories I got for the car. This is fucking. I just installed this yesterday. It's a coat hanger. See that there? It sits behind the either side,
Wow.
and you can hang your suit jacket up. And you know what? Not only that, but the fucking thing detaches. You can take it into a hotel if you're going to hang your suit up. You can take this thing comes off, and you can take it in.
Okay.
How
It's
fucking clever is that? Can I ask you that? How fucking clever is that?
it's good to hang
I'm fucking. I think it's fucking amazing.
It's good to hang her bra on in the back seat. so-
German engineering.
And it's actually, this was expensive. It's $160, right? You think, but it's actually high quality plastic. You know what? It's not garbagey, shitty crap.
Yeah.
This is actually
Yes. Solid.
well
gotta-
made.
You got another,
Does that make sense?
another super chat from Stud Muffin.
Yeah.
Super chat, stud muffin, $2. The 599 was the last brutal Ferrari. 599. That was the V12 front engine car, was it? Is that right, Tan?
Yeah,
Just
that's
correct
right.
me.
So, yeah, that's right. They still make it, right? Like
That was replaced by the FF.
yeah, and now they have. Well, I mean, like they still make the front engine V12, right? And the 812 Superfast is still made. You had the F12 as well. This was but you're right. This was the Grand Tourer, right? So yes, you're thinking of the generation of the FF being the Grand Tourer of Ferrari.
Just very quickly, the other thing I got, KC, for the boot, they got
Mhm.
this rubber mat, a rubber mat. It's like a boot lining thing. You know what I
Yes.
mean, KC?
So yeah, so that it doesn't spill over in case you're having liquids and all that.
Well, if I'm carrying shit or the
Yeah.
kids have put their dirty, they don't get the. What do you think of
Correct.
that as an idea?
Yeah, that's good because, dude, I mean, are you gonna ferry all those stuff? If yes, then better get it. Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, if you are gonna be having those items carried
Well,
in
just
your
in
car,
case,
then
I got to use
Yeah.
it. The family, it's like we're going to use it for good weekends.
Yep.
Like today.
Get it. Yeah.
Now, do you let people wear shoes in your car, Casey?
Yeah. What I do is I have the floor mats. I don't have the
Yes.
usual ones. I have those
Yes.
ones which looks like buckets. So similarly, they'll protect my car, right? And if you are coming in from the wet, you're having wet shoes and all that, doesn't matter. I can just rinse it off. Yeah.
You use the BMW mats or what?
No.
what do they take-
I got a third party mat, so it's like a bucket type of thing.
So what do you do with the original BMW mats?
It's underneath my bucket mat.
Oh,
I
okay. So you
don't.
got the bucket. Oh, you put the bucket mats on top.
Yeah, I don't take it up.
Oh, that's a good idea. That way, there the mats stay perfect.
Yeah.
Tanzeel, $5. Is there paint protection film on your car yet, Archie? Okay, so I was at the dealer. We did the closing. It was approved. Then we get the lady comes over who sells that sort of shit, right? They wanted $1,800 to ceramic coat the car. What do you think, Tan?
It's too much. You can get it cheaper.
It's too much.
That's what I said. I said, ugh.
And Archie,
I got
what they-
tinting.
I
I got
understand.
tinting, but I got a look. I basically said, look, give me this with the tinting for 81,000. That's what I did. So I gave them. They made good money on the tinting, but it was cheaper. Okay. The ceramic coat. Do you wax if you ceramic coat, or that's it? You no
No,
need to
don't.
wax.
You don't need a
No,
wax. So
you don't need
See,
to
I
wax.
like waxing. I want to wax. I think I like the natural paint. I don't want it trapped under ceramic coat.
No, you know why you should get a ceramic coat. Ceramic coat actually protects your paint in that way. If you have bird droppings or anything, you can just
But
hose
do you
it
have
off.
to wax it? Do
Yeah.
you wax it after,
no,
or you
you
don't?
don't. Think
No,
of a
you don't.
You do a wax once a year, right?
Mm.
Think of a ceramic coat as you wouldn't. It basically protects it for 3 to 5 years, as opposed to doing it every year with a wax.
And what happens after 3 to 5 years? Does it fall off, or what happens to this wax, this ceramic coat?
Well, and look, you can continue to protect it, right? There's products called like Reload. There's a lot of products that can basically be basically called top up of the ceramic.
I want to ask you: would you ever put a wrap on your car, Tan?
I prefer paint, to be totally honest with you.
I got to tell you, I had a fan of mine. I don't want to say anything because he's a fan. Just
Got
very
super chat.
quickly, Nelson Oliveira, 25 Canadian. Arch, you need to do a full review of your BMW. Great. Yes, I am. I'm just coming. It's just coming. You know what, Tan? He had a black Gallardo and he wrapped it in white. And I thought I don't want to be rude, but I thought it looked shit. Okay. Because
Yeah,
the plastic, the wrap is like a matte. It just looked, it felt, I like shiny paint.
understand too.
And-
Like you, at the dealer, right? They're not doing it themselves. They're outsourcing it, right? They're just making a
Of
markup
course.
on you. So like
They're
you know,
making massive markup. Believe you me. Let me say this to you. They made money on the finance. I saw, because in Australia, they've got to disclose what commission they get. They made more on the finance than the car, probably.
100%. Like it's really, I think it's called the money factor is what they call it. It's the percentage
Yeah.
they add on top of what the bank is giving them as the actual finance or lease rate. So there might be, the bank might give them 2.9 and they're charging you 4.9.
What
right?
is ceramic coat? How much do you pay for it? Tell me, give me a price.
Well,
What do you think?
there's people in the chat here that, you can buy the bottle. Some people are saying they can buy it as low as $25. And just like you're applying a wax to your car, you can apply this for anybody can do it. It's not hard. You're literally just applying it, going back and forth, and you're doing it in layers. Like you can absolutely do it. It's the same thing. You do it very cheaply. It's just you pay people $1,800 or $2,000 when you have to do a different stage paint correction, right? They have to decontaminate, correct it, polish it, get it, get the paint pretty pristine before they apply the ceramic coat. If your car is already in good shape from a paint perspective, like you should be fine just doing it yourself.
Did you, KC, on your car, is it ceramic coat?
Yeah, ceramic coated everything, including my rims as well. So it cost me like
the rims.
Yeah, it cost me like $250 Australian dollars.
Fuck.
Yeah, so the guys did like what Tan said, right? The guys did a paint correction. They clay barred the thing, remove any fines, any grit, and then they ceramic coat it for me. Yeah.
Fuck. What? I just bought the wax. Do I take the wax back to the shop?
No, you can use it later on, right?
I got
Yeah.
Canuba wax. Canubas.
Yeah, those are expensive.
Carnauba wax.
Gabrielle Cottaninho, $2. Do you trust short men? I don't think it matters. What difference does height or color or anything make? I don't know.
What kind of question is that?
What sort of question is that? I got to ask you, Tan. So no, are you fearful that a wrap can actually pull the paint off, Tan? What do you think of that?
So it can if the paint is an OEM. So I had that happen to a friend of mine who did not know that the car had a panel that was repainted.
What sort of
The-
car?
It was a BMW, and it was repainted, and it wasn't actually wrap. It was actually paint protection film, where he was redoing the paint protection film, and the detailer was removing it, and it stripped the paint. And we'll only do that in a poor aftermarket paint job. So it is possible. I mean, it's possible even on OEM paint. It's not very likely on OEM paint, but yeah, it's an absolute worry for people that. And this is another thing. Like, if you're gonna buy a car that's wrapped, you want to make them unwrap it, before you buy. You say, look, I want to see what the paint looks like, because it could be absolutely atrocious underneath.
Here we go. NATO, $3. Any pics of the other cars you could have chosen? You know what, NATO? Nate, I just walked in there. They approved the finance, and I walked away. Fuck me dead.
All in 2 minutes.
It was all about the fine. Look, I'll tell you the truth. Okay, so I was looking for a European 4-door sedan. That's the spec. 4-door sedan, right? No, I was looking at Lexus as well. I want a luxury sedan. Audi, I got to be honest with you, they're part of VAG, right?
Volkswagen, what is it? Audi Group?
Volkswagen, Audi Group, right? NATO, $2. NATO account, it's banned here. I'll unban it. Let me have a look. Let me go in there and have a sticky beak. What I wanted to tell you was I didn't want to go an Audi because it's front wheel drive, unless you get the Quattro. Okay, so I didn't want to get the Quattro. I wanted a rear wheel drive car. Is that okay?
Yeah, perfectly fine.
That was my that's why I did that. Okay,
That's the way to do it.
Why did you want a rear wheel drive car, Arch? Just out of curiosity.
Actually, I'm going to unban everyone on this channel. There we go. They're all unbanned. There you go. Floodgates are open. There we go. Floodgates are open now, NATO. I want a rear wheel drive car. Okay. I'm sorry. That's what I wanted. Okay. I want rear wheel drive. To me, you have the front wheels do the steering. The rear wheel does the driving. And I have a friend of mine, a friend of the channel. He's a fan. His friend has he has the Audi R8. I actually filmed it in my show. He actually bought the special version, which is non-Quattro, the rear wheel. So I thought maybe there's something in having a rear wheel drive car. So the Audi's no good unless you buy the Quattro. So that's out. So then it's BMW, Mercedes, or Lexus IS. And just 1 minute there, Woody. I'll let you on in a minute. Then I looked at Lexus. They dropped the IS in Australia. We don't have the IS. I don't want the fucking ES. The ES is front wheel drive. The IS has just been discontinued because it didn't pass one of the ANCAT safety ratings. So they no longer import it. I don't want an orphan. It's going to become an orphan. Then Mercedes got a new C-Class, which is amazing. No discounts. They want full fucking retail. I want a deal. When I buy a car, I want a deal. I want a demonstrator. I want crap included. That's what I want is a deal and a discount. They got nothing. So fuck that. I'm not going to. And Mercedes in my country has moved to fixed price model. Fuck you with fixed pricing. Fuck you, fixed pricing. Hey, we got a BMW owner there. Plastic, how are you?
Hey, man, good to see you. Hey, man, I'm going to get my third injection. My third injection, man. Pfizer.
Hey, that's good.
I'm
This
going to
is
be
the
triple
car
vax.
channel. Tell us about the Beamer. You taking the Beamer?
What we're going to do, I'm driving the Camry to get my shot. And
okay,
then
driving the Camry, we'll just remove you. We'll come back.
Okay,
Come back when you're driving the BMW. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. This is. Bye. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. You're going to come on here. You can't be in the Camry. Okay? Doesn't work like that.
A lot of people are asking that. There's a guy asking in the chat that, he didn't know that Audi had rear wheel drive cars. And the R8 has a rear wheel drive version called the RWS.
Right. But most of their Audis are front-wheel drive.
Oh, and even the Lamborghinis, most of them are all-wheel drive. I specifically wanted the rear-wheel drive version because it's more of a driver's car. You're going to have a better, lighter front
It's like
end.
the Porsche 911. People don't like the four-wheel, the all-wheel. It changes the dynamic. No, it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. All-wheel drive is also amazing, but there's the dynamics like a 911. Do you think a 911, Tan, you've had 911s, is it wrecked by all-wheel drive?
I would not personally get an all-wheel drive 911, no. And even the 911 is it's a car that's rear engine, right? Because most cars like the R8 and stuff, the sports car supercars you're seeing these days are mid-engine, right? And that is actually a rear engine car where the engine sits either above or behind the rear axle, right? So it's like it's a completely different experience. But for them, logically, the car should not handle very well in that dynamic. But Porsche is just they've refined it to a point where it's one of the best handling cars out there in the world.
I got to tell you something, KC.
Yes, sir.
Me and you are BMW drivers.
Yeah,
That's
and
like
Tommy as well.
And Tommy, that's like having a Rolex. What's your grail? Tan's got a Lambo. For me, I think if I had unlimited money, I'm just talking hypothetically, my absolute super grail would probably be a 911, and I just want a C2. Stock standard manual 911. That would be it. C2. Carrera 2. That would be my absolute. What would be your dream car, Casey?
Yeah, I'm planning to get the Ferrari 458.
What?
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Fuck!
So,
What? You joking, aren't you?
yeah, but not now, right? I'm planning to get it in a few years' time. So I'm looking into that.
Oh,
See,
you want a Ferrari?
yeah,
That's
'Cause I'm a
amazing.
bit scared of Italians.
yeah. You only live once, Arch. You got to do it.
No. I'm not Hey.
Yeah.
No. Nothing wrong with that. That's fuck. Because what worries me is I watch all these videos. My favorite Ferrari was the 360.
Yeah.
And they get sticky buttons. And you look at all these people who own them. They got so many fucking that I don't know if they're meant to last. They don't last.
Yeah, all of them have the sticky button issues. Even up to today, I think they still have that issue.
Yeah,
But
I think it's the climate. Like in Canada, I don't think you get sticky buttons there, Tan.
No, not on my car. I haven't had any issues.
And you fucking change them every fucking 6
No,
months.
I haven't had that problem. Like you would hear that about like old like Maseratis and stuff.
Canada is different humidity. You got different problems. We've like me and KC he's in Malaysia. That's fucking hot.
Yeah.
We get problems with the heat, the plastics crack and shit like that. Whereas, but we don't have panels that rust. Whereas in Canada, you'd have corrosion issues, but you don't have the sticky. It's like our watch boxes; they go all fucked.
It becomes flaky.
Yeah. Stud muffin, $2. Can you pull up the prettiest BMW, the 507? You know what? We will. I'm running out of time. We've got 15 minutes to go. Stud muffin, the 507. Elvis Presley had a 507. That was the V8 little coupe, which competed against the Gullwing. I'm running out of time because we've got 15 minutes to go.
You think that's
this
better
is just
than
an intro to the car. Is this time any good or is it a lousy time, guys? What is the timing like?
Good for me.
Yeah,
Good
same
for
here.
Tommy. Okay. Well, I might do another one tomorrow at exactly the same time.
Do you prefer the 507 to the 2002?
Yes. Oh, definitely. The 507 is a different class of car. They were like one's a 50s car, one's a 60s car. Okay, so different era, different segment. Like the 2002 was sort of a affordable car, whereas the 507 was always premium luxury. Does that make sense?
For the snobbery.
if I had a choice, I'd take a 507. The 507 is much more valuable car as well now.
The
They're worth a
2002s are
fortune.
picking up now, like a lot. Like they're getting.
No, I'm not criticizing the 2002. I'm just saying the 507. I've never fucking seen. I've seen one. I think I've seen one in the flesh once.
Pull it up. They want you to pull it up.
We'll pull it up. Okay.
Pull it up, Arch.
Okay, just for you guys. Pull it up, Arch. Pull it up, Arch.
You spray your tires to make them look shiny, right, Arch?
I haven't actually washed this car yet. But is that wrong?
I mean,
Sometimes I
what
find
do you
with the
think,
tire
Chan?
stuff, it makes fucking
I wouldn't
oil
leave
go.
a bunch of kookaburra shit on your car. You're gonna scratch your feet.
There we go. That's the 507. There you go. The BMW 507. Absolutely beautiful car, in my opinion. It never did that well financially. Never sold in huge numbers. Hugely collectible.
Let me ask you something, Archie. I think what we're seeing, at least in North America, is BMWs are a lot more accessible. Like when I was growing up, like there was the concept of financing didn't exist. You paid cash for a car.
Look,
right?
if you didn't have financing, nobody could buy these fucking things. I certainly couldn't.
Right, which was the thing back in the day, right? Like if that's why you BMWs, Mercedes, people were paying cash for them. Like they weren't, getting cheap lease rates and cheap finance rates.
Well, interest rates were very high at the time too. In the 90s, I remember my first BMW was fucking 20%.
I told Jen you finally bought one after 30 years, and he couldn't believe that you had a BMW when you were like, what, 19, 20 or something? He was like, what? He was 19 years old when he had his first one?
Yeah, I had it for about 6 years, 7 years. Yeah, it's an E30. Beautiful car. In one of the next shows, I'll bring up a picture of it. I got a few pictures of it. I miss that car. When I sold that car, I grieved for about 2 years. My divorce was easier than the car going. I used to dream about it. I've actually had some really weird dreams about that car. Like I managed to buy it back. I remember going to a dealer and he had it for sale on the used lot and I bought it back. Can you believe that shit?
You need to do an intro like you had before where you're doing the reversing of the car in your drive.
That was my dad's Mercedes. I was taking, that was so cool how that looked.
Yeah.
My son filmed that.
The 3 Series that you're driving now, right? Is I think the same or larger size than the previous 5 Series, the E39s. So they have grown tremendously. Yeah.
Actually, the G20 that I've got, I believe it uses a floor pan, which is the new 5 Series floor pan.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
And also they use that in the X3.
Yeah.
So it's put on weight. I don't know if that's a good thing, but Casey, I don't know if that's actually a good thing.
In terms of comfort, right? Definitely it's better.
Yeah, but it's a bigger car. It's putting weight on.
Yeah, it's a bigger car. Yep.
It's no longer. And what's happening is the 2 Series is becoming where the 3 Series used to be.
Correct.
You know what I'm.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, the M2 is all the rage. Like less people want the M3, more people want the M2 these days.
Well, the M3, they want the M4 you're talking about. The M3 is a 4-door saloon.
In the F80s, people were still okay with the M3 being the 4-door. You're right. Like the old, E92, coupe, for example, was more desirable, I'd say, than the 4-door. But these days, M3, M4, whatever, like more people are interested in the M2 than the M3 because it's like the smaller version.
I tell you what is very popular is the fucking SUVs.
Yeah, those are the grocery cars.
I got to be honest with you. So, KC, I could have bought, instead of leasing a 330i, I could have got an X3 or an X1.
Yeah, true.
I'm not interested. I didn't ever want an X3.
Same here.
I never wanted one. I mean, they look okay. They're nice. I don't hate them.
I mean,
but
getting an X1 is.
I wanted a fucking rear-wheel drive sedan.
Getting an X1 is like getting like a 34 mil like Air King. You know what I mean? Like,
the funny thing is, I tell you what, I was at the dealership when we picked up the 330. The new X3, Casey, it's like an X5 used to be.
Yeah.
It's fucking massive.
It's huge. Yeah, correct. Oh yeah, Arch, you know, right? When you're you're driving your new Beamer into the corners, be
Yes.
light on your foot. Don't step on it, and you just end up drifting the car. You have to be very light on the foot. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing. Captain Z, $5. I have an M2 competition and love it. Yeah, that's fucking amazing car. I love the. Actually, I was at last week. I went out with my son. We had dinner at a Chinese restaurant, and an M2 competition black one pulled up. Fuck, are they beautiful?
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know. I don't know if I need that much power, but I don't really drive it like that. I'm very Casey. I drive my car like a hearse. I try to stick to the limit. I don't really stomp on it.
One
You know, I
of
want to
my
get used to it first.
yeah, one of my neighbors have the M2 competition, and it's in full racing colors. Oh, it's incredible.
Far out. Stud Muffin, $2. Thoughts on the E36 M3? Love it. Love it. I actually, you know, in Australia, we never got the E30. The E30 was a 4-cylinder M3. That was the first one that had a inline 4. The E36, I remember I bought my brother, he's 4 years younger than me, a model of an E36 M3. I fucking love those alloys. They came in yellow. They were 6-cylinder. They came in yellow. They had a special blue. Fuck, did I love the E36 M3. I honestly, to me, I think that I love the E46. I reckon the E36. You know what I loved most? I remember when they launched the E36 Coupe. I thought that was so fucking beautiful. That in the 4-cylinder, it was a 16-valve motor. Fuck, did it go? Fuck, did it go? I remember, Tan, I took my E30 in for a service from the dealer because I bought it. It was a demonstrator.
Yep.
They lent me an E36 318 IS coupe. I can remember it today. It was Boston green. It was Boston green. It had a boop honk stereo.
Yeah, the blue
Beige
pumps, yeah.
interior. I put nearly 1,000 kilometers on that car in that day.
Oh wow.
And it was fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. I never ever forget that car.
I think the E36 is also still a little undervalued. Like they're going up, but the big money is in the E30. E46 is obviously very loved. Like I think the market is pretty good on them, but the E36 I think is a little undervalued. And I think like I agree with you. So I have a friend who owns one, an M3, loves it.
Can I tell you a stupid story of me being a dickhead?
Go for it.
So the E36. This is a 4-cylinder story. But my BMW had the M40 motor. That motor came out the same time the 750 IL motor came out, the V12. And the new E36, it had the same M40 motor, but they reckon it would go to 200 kilometers an hour, whereas the E30 318i could only go to 187. I tested it, Tan. Because I couldn't believe it. This is a heavier car, and it was an automatic. It was a white one. I took it up to 200 kilometers. You know what I realized at 200 kilometers an hour, Tan?
What?
It's not so easy to slow down at 200 kilometers an hour. So, yeah, it is what it is.
I'm sure tires weren't as good back then as they are now either. So
I was stupid. I should never have done that. I mean, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
My
I
ex-girlfriend.
don't speed. I'm actually quite a fucking pensioner sort of driver now. I'll be honest with you. I haven't even flattened this car here. I just drive sedately. Okay. But I gotta tell you,
I have some of my car buddies from like my car group in the chat. Like Reza Binet. I remember when I used to own a GT3 and a GT3 Rasa. These are my friends that own. So he's the guy who owns an M2 CS. I have other friends here that have Supras. I sent them the link. I'm like, they don't care as much about watches as they do about cars. So they're trolling me in the chat.
Tan, do you think this is a good adjunct for me to get into cars, car talk and that, or what do you
You
think?
used to do it. You used to have like I remember the Dino videos, and you
I
definitely.
love
right?
them. I
So
love them, Tan.
I think that, and obviously the market is
And you
similar.
know the other reason why I want to do this live streaming and do videos, Tan?
Why?
I'm gonna claim the car as a tax deduction.
Arch, you have a different spark when you're talking about cars. I can see that in your
I
eyes.
love cars. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah,
fucking love cars.
yeah.
You know, like my dad, he pisses me off. Can I tell you this, Tan? My dad always dreamed of a Mercedes.
Yep.
And he said, because my dad was a very good violinist, he said, oh, the guy in charge, his name was John Corro. He let me drive his Mercedes. This was in the late 60s. And I said, what sort of model? Was it a Ponton? Like a Finny? Was it a Finny? What was it? What the fuck was it? He goes, it was a Mercedes. I said, what fucking Mercedes was it? Was it an SL? Was it a... He said, oh, it's a Mercedes. I said, my dad's not... Like, see, for me, I want to know where did the series start? I like to research the history. Like in BMW, you look at it, you go, okay, so BMW started off as 2002s. Then they had the E21. That was the original 3 series. Then they did E30. Then they did the E36, E46, E90. You know, you blah, 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 blah. My dad has no fucking idea. He said, it's just a Mercedes. I said, what the fuck are you talking? You know what I mean? I want to know the history, the progression. I got to tell you, KC, I hope you can understand. People said to me, oh, this one's better than that one. That's not the point of my BMW. It's not about what's better or this or that.
Yep.
It's the enjoyment of the car, you see?
Yep.
It's not about,
Definitely.
you know what? Somebody can have an M4. It'd be better. Of course it's better than mine. You know, I would have liked the 340i. You know, the 340i, that's what I would have preferred. That's the Turbo 6, okay?
Yep.
But for me, I'm very happy to at least... I went in there looking at a 320. I'll be honest with you. I thought I'd get a 320, and I got a 330. That's amazing. Tanzil, $5. Is the Toyota Supra a shitter? I had it on Instagram. Still, I'd tell you to pull it up. If you had Instagram, yeah, thank you. Lit Supra on Instagram. Tell him it's shit. Look, I actually like the Japanese cars. I got to tell you, man, I love Japanese cars. I love the Toyota GT2000. Remember the
but
Boss
his is
movie?
the BMW, right? His is the new one.
Yeah, this is the new one. It's the BMW.
And I got to tell you something, man. I think that's amazing what they've done. They've got to have synergy because these cars are so expensive to produce. You've got to have the synergies.
Yep.
Guys, I'm going to have to wrap this up. I got another show I got to do.
Great
On
one,
the
Arch.
ArchieLuxury live stream channel. Please come over there. Guys, we're going to continue. This is Watch Talk is next. And there was such people on that channel were so anti me doing they were so anti me doing car stuff. That's why I decided to start a special car. I thought let's that luxury, elite luxury. That's that channel's Jinx, Tan. You know that? Tan, that's Jinx. Okay? Whatever you do there doesn't fucking rate. It's garbage. It's fucking garbage. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it again. I'm just posting a link to the other channel. Guys, I got to go now. I'm over time. I love you. Come back tomorrow, same time, okay?
All right, Arch.
Yes.
See ya.
See you,
Bye.
man.
Thanks.
Guys.